We're back with part 2 of the Melbourne Pro Punters panel. Alfred's joined us again. Boys, the week ahead, I haven't even had a look where we're going. Where are we off to tomorrow?
Ararat.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Ararat,
there's Ararat tomorrow and there's Cranbourne tomorrow night.
Yep.
And then I'm off to Camperdown Cup Day on Saturday.
Good meeting.
Can't wait to get there. One to tick off the bucket list.
Camperdown, what's that? Somewhere between Bendigo and...
No, it's on the way to Warrnambool.
Sorry. I'm thinking of Castlemaine.
Yeah, that's Castle. And also the city meeting is at Flemington. We're back there. A track with the weather we should have. I assume Mick will have the irrigator out trying to keep the water up to the track.
So very, very keen viewers like Mick Harry, who seem to observe our beer drinking thing.
Yes.
Well, I've noticed I've been drinking my right here because I've got a track walking RSI injury. The wrist is stuffed. I'm typing up my sets one-handed at the moment.
So there you go, Matt Stewart. There you go, Matt Stewart. It's not just horses that pull up scratchy from our tracks. Track walkers do too. So there's Camperdown and there's Healesville picnics, and then there's
back at the Ball Sunday.
The transferred Ballarat meeting to Warrnambool on Sunday, and Balnarring picnics are on. So I think I might make my way down there. So there's plenty coming up, and then there's some good meetings the weekend after too. And there Great Western's on. I know that.
Great Western's on. Yeah, it's a big meeting.
That's always good, especially if you like champagne. You get up there and jump in. There's
Seppel.
It's basically at the back of the big.
So there is. You drive through Great Western. You come into this town. You drive, and just on there's this massive champagne winery on the left.
Hill.
That's it. And a racecourse.
Yeah, the pub with the shop and the racecourse is behind it. So
that's
on next weekend. So there's some good meetings, and it was something we were talking about earlier, DK. I've been sort of pushing the barrow of the picnics because it's a cheap day out and you could bring your own food and drink. But you brought a sort of a counterpoint, didn't you? That it's one of the few avenues that the clubs have to make money is the food and beverage.
Yeah, mainly the beverage, I think.
Yeah. And
the food should be of good quality. Bring some food trucks in if you need to, whatever.
Yeah.
Rather than selling just crappy pies and sausage rolls. But I think the clubs are entitled to make some money out of the booze. As you said, Stall made their money back on the booze, and because they made that money on the booze, they could provide value for the kiddies and the ice creams and the sausages and everything. But so I know people taking your eskies in and taking your own wine, but I still think the clubs are businesses, a lot of them, and they're paying staff and everything. And I just think maybe don't charge the guinea, but a reasonable price, do $5 for a can or something, not a lot, and maybe have some nice, some nice bottles of local wine or something.
Sorry, DK.
You're right.
Generally, people are happy to. As long as they're not getting completely touched,
Yeah, and you've got some good product there, like local wines. Most tracks that have their local wineries they could support and things like that.
Well, Tuesday I went to Yarra Valley, and I don't think there's a club that do a better job with that sort of stuff. They're more concerned about making sure that there's plenty of the local producers. They're selling wine or cheese or whatever.
Yeah. It's doable.
Yeah.
It's just you've got to get stalled in, get off your backside and do it,
And just think outside the square a little bit. Like, I know there's plenty of meetings that you go to, and there's plenty of joints that we've been to that you just go, you make sure you stop at the bakery 2 towns before to get a salad roll because the tucker at the trap's not worth touching. There's plenty of those joints. So but it was just a little interesting counterpoint there because. As you say, no one's got it. As you say, if it's $5 a can, blokes will have no dramas. They'll happily pay that because it's cheaper than I'm off to the 2020 tonight, and I know that if I want to have 3 or 4 beers there, it's probably going to cost me $8.69 a cup.
In a plastic cup.
Yeah, it'll probably be mid-strength.
No, nothing better than the cold cans coming out of the ice at the races and all that.
You went Tuesday.
Did I? No, because I work at Yarra Valley, and I'm going tomorrow.
Right. We didn't do the show on Tuesday because he went to the cricket.
That's
but he didn't go.
He didn't go. I went to Yarra Valley. I had to work.
That's when Yarra Valley. He worked.
So we're up there at Yarra Valley, and it was actually.
Did you back a window?
Stuck a couple. That was all right.
Bouncing back.
I wouldn't say bouncing back. We're coming from a long, long way behind you, Pods.
Nothing improved.
So, any New Year's resolutions?
I was just going to say, speaking of drinking, they're great. We have a very good friend of the show, and Mark O.B. One of the great things about getting on Twitter and racing people meeting is that you get to meet some great people, which we all have, and Marco's one of them, Got to meet him through the Twitter and the racing. He's a very passionate racing and punting man.
And was also here at the Recreational Punters Society.
He was, had a drink with him at the Pet Fair Spring Carnival party. He's a very good man. Anyway, I got on Twitter chatting with him the other night, and he gave me an idea. He said, Landor, well, basically it was that Landor gives out a lot of racing pills, but I sort of said, well, there's, racing's important, but there's also, at the Punters, there's 2 other very important things, which is eating and drinking. All we do is eat, drink and bet. That basically makes up 80 or 90% of what's important to us. So I thought I might throw in some pearls about eating and drinking points, which we enjoy. So I'll give eating. You've got to put frozen peas in fried rice.
That's true. Yeah, that's
even my wife's Chinese. She loves that. So that's what we had something the other day. But I'll just say for people coming to Melbourne, you go down Lygon Street. There's a million restaurants. But there's only one we all go to, and it's the best. It's called Danini's.
Yeah. And
it's just sensational. So if you're a loose end, you don't know which one to go to, just find Danini's. It's the best.
And another tip for Lygon Street's a trap for young players too, because if you don't know what you're doing, you'll get handled down Lygon Street. So punters, if you go into Lygon Street, cop the tip.
Yeah, no.
Spell it for the viewers, DK.
D-O-N-N-I-N-I-S. I think you've been there, Potts.
Yeah.
We sent you down there.
I think first of all, I must have misheard your pronunciation. Was looking.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was 280 Lygon Street. I think from memory.
Yeah.
Because that's how I found it.
Yeah.
And been back 3 times since.
And FYI, any of the joints that we tip on here, we're happy for any promotional material you might want to send away in the form of free tucker or free bills.
Well, it'll be something each week. I mean, we're at the All Nations. It's sensational.
Yeah, well, Bobby looks after us. He does a magnificent job.
And drink. My tip is to spend. I'm a red drinker. I love a red, but even a white. But spend twice as much, or drink a twice as expensive bottle when you lose than when you win. That's the game. Just something that drown the sorrows with you. So I did my arse on Monday. You want it? Yeah, I did my arse there. Straight to the bottle shop, straight to the $40 section instead of the $20 section to see what's on special. Yeah, there's some there for 30, beautiful. But I don't nick one of them. So felt a bit better, because I'm drinking nice wine.
If you've done 2,000 or 3,000, what's another 30?
That's the point. Exactly, that's the thinking. Us punters are completely distorted. Yeah. But that's the thing. I've done me life. What's another $40 on a bottle of wine?
I think we'll call that the Brian Mann theatre.
And also on red wine, you go to nice restaurants. You go to restaurants on the wine list. If you see any on Pinot, we love a Pinot, especially a nice light red. But if you see any by Felton Road or by Far, they're from down Geelong Way. They are Group 1. So if you've got the loose one, you're looking for a wine list, there's 100 wines there, get to the Pinot section, see if there's By Far or Felton Road, they're about 100 or something, they are sensational. Group 1.
And there's just a tip I reckon overall, that whether they be Mornington, Geelong or even the Yarra Valley, if you get these southern colder climate Pinots, they are the way forward.
There's a tip from anything from you, Potts?
Well, all I can say is the importance of these sort of tips. Jumpy and I were having a beer in town one day. Jumpy been to the footy, and I met a mate for a drink. Duke of York, was it, Jumpy?
Duke of Wellington.
Duke of Wellington.
The corner of Flinders Street and Russell Street there.
And I invited a good mate of the show, Rexy, to come, and he couldn't add the kids and everything. But he said, "Well, you back that winner at Watermill Potts. I'll give you a tip. Go next door to Lucy Lou's Group 1." So about 8 o'clock at night, Jumpy and I went there. And he was right. It was outstanding. Loved it. It was a great tip, and so that
It's on Flinders Street or some Flinders, or is it around the corner?
Flinders Lane, I think.
Yeah, it was right next door.
Next door to the Duke of Wellington.
Yeah.
Please, there you go.
I'll give you one tip. Summer weather like this, gin and tonic's the way forward. And the best gin that I've had, and it compares with anything they've got in England. There's a distillery down in Tasmania called Lark, and they make pretty much the best gin I've ever had, and their whiskey is outstanding.
I reckon I saw a doco on that. He's a genius whiskey maker, is it? Yeah.
It was on Landline. And
that's right, it was too.
Yeah, and so I got the tip off Landline. There's a bar over here in Collingwood called Bad Frankie's, just off Johnson Street, and they make two things that are they do two things. They do only Australian beers and spirits, and they make Jaffles.
Jaffles?
Good Jaffles, worth the way.
Jaffles. I have Jaffles at 3 AM at normally Mortimal Carnival, and they're going around the corner from Whalers. The baked bean Jaffles,
So you can Bad Frankie's is another tip. Get down there, you can get some of the Lark Hill stuff, and you can also get a couple of Jaffles there, and just Jaffles at any time for a drunk bloke. It's just like Aussie drunk blokes. And one topic we might discuss at some point, boys, is we'll tackle the fierce debate of whether sauce should be stored in the fridge or in the cupboard.
Tomato sauce?
Because that's been raging for some time.
Okay. I don't know. It does say please refrigerate after opening, but they sit on the shelf at the supermarket. I don't know.
I'm telling you, in my joint, cupboard.
Cupboard. Anyway, right. Oh, you go.
And if anyone on Twitter wants to debate me, come at me. I'm here.
And because these are three, we're saying betting, eating and drinking, so just what I've just noticed in my own stuff, a betting pearl is just to stick to the good camps.
Yeah.
The last 4 winners I backed, I backed a few losers in between, but I backed Weir, Simon Wild, Weir, and yesterday Summer Win, Eldon Zara, you know. So then I backed a few losers in between, but not from those camps, you know. From camps I'm probably saying, do you really going to make money back in those camps over time? No, I'm not. Am I going to make money back in Weir and Simon Wild and Eldon over time? Yes, I am. So, you know, when it comes, you're isolating like me, stick to the good camps.
Well, I paid the ultimate price on New Year's Day, and this gentleman's words were ringing in my ears. I didn't pay it enough attention. Why am I backing 2% jockeys? There's a reason they're 2% jockeys, and you copyright whack for backing them.
Yeah.
So a lot of the cases, it's not just finding winners, it's avoiding backing losers too. Is a huge part of this game.
Letting things go, mate. Just let them go. There's races every day, and if you let them win a game, oh shit, I should have backed it, but there's races the next day, the next day, and the next day. And there's no last race.
And it's 2020.
Oh yeah, for you blokes, yeah, how big's it? Anyway, it's insane.
Now, that's my thing for this year. Just being selective about the races I've been in. I like trying to bet as many races as I can, because I know the subscribers like it. But the subscribers have noticed the last couple of weeks I've been a few less races, and the ones I'm adding to the list, I've really got to be careful of the mares races. I've come a cropper a couple of times recently. Come a cropper again yesterday.
Females, mate. Yep.
Just they get they're a beast all to themselves. Mares only races, and they take turns. The form's unreliable. You know, so
that'll do us for this week. So if you've got anything you'd like to add, I'm at the picnics on Twitter at WinBet Dan.
I think we should leave the punt with something. DK, you're going away, so you must have a coming maiden winner or something.
Coming maiden winner.
While you're doing that, I'll give the punters a tip. I think if the outside barriers in the straight races are in play on Saturday, which they probably will be, I think Rich Charm's a really good bet in the last race at Flemington on Saturday, coming out of that hot Crystal Dreamer Sandown 1,000 metre race.
Are you going out there tomorrow?
Yes.
I rated the race that Trey this morning. That Trey won last Friday night.
Yep.
And she's gone like a legend, so she's the winner. There's a horse, because I was trying to get the figure right, and there's a good gap and everything, but I'm pretty happy with that it's a good strong race. And there's a horse that ran second or third called Brave Maddie, which was having a second start. I think had a trotter train.
Yep.
Ran in one of those Metro Maidens first start, covered ground, just sort of stuck on okay. Well, it's improved a heap there. It's its second go, and covering ground again, and look like it'll step, or it's got some more in the tank to go again third up. So Brave Maddie or something like that.
Brave Maddie and Riverside Boy, they're probably both pretty hard to beat.
Well, they both racing against you, but Riverside Boy had the inside, and she sort of had to come around and finished alongside. Yeah. So a second start.
Brave Maddie, that's the one that Maddie's Vision owns, the charity, I reckon.
Well, that'd be great if it is, because she's got talent.
Yeah.
She's got good and staying talent. Should be get a trip and should get some longevity, you know.
Beautiful. Well, that's good to hear. So, yeah, at the picnics, at WinBet Dan, you can get lots of stuff at one to follow. And we hope you enjoy the show, and we'll be back next week. DK, we'll see you
month's time or something.
When you come back from your travels.
Yep.
Enjoy, mate. Look forward to hearing the report back from Bali.
Yeah, be good. All right.
Good luck, punters.